What's up? Hey, good morning guys, welcome back to another video. So today, back out here at the lake, gonna be testing out some new Swimbait stuff. I got 2 new rods, a couple new baits, and a new reel as well. So just gonna be kind of talking about it, testing it out. We're gonna see if we can get a fish to add to the video, but if not, it's whatever. But we're gonna, hopefully we can add a fish to today's video just to make it a little bit more interesting. And then I want to sit down and kind of talk about mostly the rods. You know, I'll talk about the baits a little bit and just kind of show you guys, but mostly I want to actually talk about the rods, why I got them, what I got them for. This isn't technically going to be like a review on any of them, just going to be kind of like first impressions and if I think they'll be good for what I got them for. And we'll just kind of talk about it a little bit, so stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's see if we can get, you know, at least one fish, maybe even a couple, who knows. Just gonna see what happens, so stay tuned guys. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. All right, y'all, so just got to the first spot, looking pretty good. We got a little bit of a windy morning, not too bad, but I think it's just perfect as far as wind goes. As you can probably tell, we got bluebird skies, so I actually like a little bit of wind. And right now I'm fishing a new setup and a new bait that you guys haven't seen yet. So I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you the setup. This is the Dobyns Fury 795 Swimbait rod. This rod is a 7'9" medium heavy. It's supposed to be a fast action rod. I'd say it's fast, but it's definitely, you know, I think it will be good for what I needed it for, which would be small glide baits. But yeah, I ordered this one and also ordered a new reel for it, which is the Daiwa 200. Figured I didn't really need a 300 size reel for throwing a little bit of these smaller glide baits. I've never fished a Daiwa casting reel before. I've had a few spinning reels. This is my first really experience with Daiwa, so I'm excited to try it out. I've actually had this reel for almost a week now, and I've been throwing it around with different baits and stuff, and I like it so far. But this is the first day of this new rod. And then I also got this new bait, Storm Arashi glide bait. You guys have probably seen a lot of guys throwing this, especially tournament anglers really like this glide bait because it's in that size range where it's not too big and it doesn't deter too many bites, but it can still draw in those bigger fish and get those bigger bites for sure. But yeah guys, I'm excited to try some of these out, and I got some other rods, some other baits I'm gonna be trying out today, so stay tuned for that. For now I'm just gonna start off with this because you've probably seen in my last couple videos I've been doing pretty well with these smaller to medium glide baits. So if this one doesn't get too many followers or bites or anything in the next you know, hour or so, I might move back to that Savage Gear Shine Glide. Stay tuned for that, and let's see if we can get a fish, guys. Oh my god. Okay guys, there we go. First fish of the day. Came way in the back of this main lake pocket in a little laydown. This little laydown, I know it's supposed to be a Swimbait video, but look at that laydown right there. Are you gonna tell me I'm not about to flip that? First flip up into that cover. This is a good spot where I would like to have power poles, but unfortunately I don't, so had to put the spot lock on. It's kind of taking me everywhere. It's not really meant for shallow water anchoring, but it works. But yeah, nice little fish on a flipping bait in this laydown. Very surprised that they're all the way back here still. I thought they'd be closer to the main lake. So there it goes. I'm gonna flip around a little bit and then I'm gonna get back to the swim baits, I promise. But come on, flipping in heavy cover or just flipping in general, how can you just not do that? It's so much fun. Oh my god, guys, what the I don't know if you guys just saw what happened, but so these Arashis come with a little snap swivel on it, and I accidentally hit it, banged it on that rock or that log, and it came back without the bait on it. That's not good. Luckily it was up in really shallow water, so I should be able to find it with the net. And I didn't even put that snap swivel on it. It comes with the bait. Oh, there it is. There you go. That's how it's done, boys. Yeah, that's not good at all. I was like, did I break off? And I come back and the snap swivel was wide open. It must have just perfectly hit it off the rock or hit it off the log. Popped right out. Yeah, that's not good at all. I'm gonna replace it with a decoy egg snaps. Get one out real quick. Oh wow, I just filmed that whole thing without, I was just talking for a while and didn't even, anyways. what was I saying? I don't know where I left off, but the snap on that Arashi glide, definitely suggest switching it out to the one that I just put on. These decoy egg snaps, definitely a good snap here. A lot of guys get like using them for swim baits, and that's what I throw with a lot of my stuff. I think I'd probably go down to like a 4 or whatever size smaller. I know that sometimes the numbers that they use for the sizes for terminal tackle is like hooks and stuff. Sometimes it's like, you know, the lower the number, the smaller it is, or sometimes it's the higher the number, the smaller it is. So I'm just gonna say go smaller if you're throwing a smaller glide bait. I'm using the size 5 for this one. But if you have something like an S-laver, could probably use a smaller one. Really just depends on your glide bait. All right guys, so I just kind of posted up in this little creek back here. I'm up really shallow actually. Like I got up way shallow. Like you can see, like I'm way back in this little creek, and it's like really shallow back here, like a foot of water. I'm pretty surprised I could get the boat back here. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about, bring up the brightness. I'm sorry about the wind if it's really bad. But let's talk a little bit about some rods and also a few baits and stuff as well I'll throw in. So if you guys have been keeping up with my videos recently, you know that I've been having some trouble with my swimbait rods and my swim baits. So the swimbait rod that I had first was the 13 Fishing Muse Black. I've already said this a bunch of time in videos, but for anyone who doesn't know, the 13 Fishing Muse Black is an 8-foot heavy power fast action rod. Really like this rod. It's served me well for a while, and I'm gonna keep using it. But what I was trying to use it for was stuff like this smaller kind of 7-inch Savage Gear Shine Glide is what I was using it for. Just hard baits with treble hooks of that size is stuff that I've been having trouble with, trying to throw it on this rod, and it makes sense. I should have realized this earlier, but I thought I could get away with it. Yeah, had a really bad day in the water, lost like 4 fish, and it was on this rod. And I'm not saying that the rod's bad. I've said this before. The rod's not bad. It's just it's not meant for what I was trying to use it for, which were those smaller glide baits. Now this rod is rated for 4 to 8 ounces. So it's a hefty rod, and the baits I was trying to throw with it were like 2.5 to maybe 3 ounces. This Shine Glide is what I was having trouble on. That one is like 2.25 ounce. Look at this. So this is a deep diving crank. This is the Shine Glide. You can see right there, those hooks are very, very close to being the same size. I don't know what the exact size on either of them are, but I was using those size hooks on a big, giant, heavy, basically like a flipping stick. You can't catch fish like that, but you run the chance of losing a bunch of fish like I did. And I should have realized that earlier, and I didn't. So hopefully this video and the other video, and really all my videos are, you know, I want to share with you guys. If I make a mistake, I don't want you guys to make it. I want to tell you guys what I did wrong. Yeah, I don't think that this rod is really meant for throwing those smaller treble hook baits. So I have caught a fish on the Depths 250 with this rod. It didn't put up that much of a fight, and it was, you know, it was only 1 fish. So I can't say much, but I think it will be able to handle like the Depths 250 or any of those bigger glide baits like this one. This is a new bait that I got. This is the 9-inch version of that Savage Gear Shine Glide. So that's this bigger version of the Shine Glide. You guys know I've been fishing this this smaller one a lot this spring, and I decided to get a bigger one for, you know, obviously to try to target a bigger fish. It's been sick. I've tried it a few times, and the action's really good on it. I like it a lot. I haven't got any bites or followers on it yet, but I know that this thing will probably get bit by a big fish eventually. But yeah, stuff like that is something I think you can throw on this rod. So just like what it's rated for, basically. You know, don't be throwing light stuff on a rod that's rated for heavier stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory. And so after realizing that this rod is not meant for that, I needed to get a new rod. And I kind of made a mistake when I was ordering the new rod. But this rod is the IRod Genesis 2. It's the XL Swim model. It's 8-foot, extra heavy, rated for 3 to 10 ounce baits. I thought, okay, if it's rated for 3 to 10 ounce baits, you know, so that means that it'll only be a little bit overrated for the smaller glide baits. And I do have some glide baits in this size that are about 3 ounces. And so I thought, you know, I'll be able to throw the depths on this, and I'll be able to throw all of my, you know, treble hook baits on this one rod. And unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. I think, you know, if you want to throw these smaller baits, these smaller glide baits and stuff, you can probably get it done on this rod. You can probably catch a few fish with it, but there's definitely a chance that a rod like this is just going to be a little bit too heavy for these smaller glide baits with those smaller hooks on it, and those fish are going to just be able to shake the hooks just how they did on the other rod. So when I got this in the mail, I took it out and I realized as I was pulling it out of the tube, I was like looking at it and I was kind of like playing with it. I'm like, yep, this thing is just going to give me the same problems. But I decided to keep it, and I also want to try out different rods and stuff. This rod is a lot different than my other swimbait rod, like this 13 Fishing Muse Black. You can see right there, that's a huge difference. That gives me like an extra 1.5 to 2 inches of handle that I can use as leverage to cast. I can use it. I like that a lot for tucking it up under your arm. I actually do like the longer handle, so that's something to remember for when I'm looking for rods in the future. I'm a pretty tall guy. I got long arms. I'm 6'3", and my arms are long. I got big hands. You know, it definitely is nice being having that extra length to tuck up under your armpit. That makes, you know, retrieving a lot easier, and it makes it more comfortable. And then also leverage on those bigger baits. You know, this one's 5 ounces or 4 ounces. The Depths 250 is like 6 ounces. They're heavy baits to throw. You know, these little ones, they're still pretty heavy compared to like a crankbait or something. But if you're throwing a Depths 250 or any of those bigger like 4 to 6 ounce baits or anything bigger than that, you're gonna be worn out by the end of the day. And having that extra leverage when you cast definitely helps a lot. And so I would have never known that. I would have never known that I like that without trying out and actually getting this rod in my hand and figuring it out and fishing it. So I'm not mad that I made the mistake. I'm gonna keep it and keep using it for those bigger glide baits and bigger. I'll probably use like bigger soft baits on this as well. But anyways, so since I had that rod and I still don't have like an actual swim bait rod that I can throw those smaller glide baits on, like this one. This is the rod I'm about to talk about. Give me a second. I didn't have a rod to throw that on, so I was using this rod, which is it's a 13 Fishing Fake Chrome. It's one of their like lower end, kind of cheaper rods. It's pretty high quality it's an $80 rod, and I actually like it a lot. This thing is what I was using for those smaller glide baits because I didn't have anything else to throw it on, and I actually realized that I actually like it a lot, being a 7.6 medium heavy extra fast action. I don't think it's extra fast. I think it's more of a fast, maybe even a moderate fast. Just because it's one of their lower end rods, I don't think it's as fast as you would think. And so I started throwing those smaller glide baits on this rod, and I actually ended up liking it a lot. It's not really rated for that size. It's rated for 3/8 to 1.25 ounce. So it's a little bit underrated for those glide baits, those smaller glide baits. But I wasn't really doing much like really long lobbing casts like all the way across the lake or anything. I was kind of doing more kind of short little like flips up and around cover and stuff with those smaller glide baits, and it was working good for that. And you know, I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure when I'm just kind of like flipping it in. After using this, it kind of gave me an idea. I was like, okay, so I don't need like originally I was thinking I need like a heavy action rod just with a moderate tip. But after using this, I was like, maybe I just need to get medium heavy with possibly a moderate tip or even just a fast tip. And so after realizing that I do like that medium heavy for throwing those smaller glide baits, I thought, okay, maybe a medium heavy cranking stick might work, or a medium heavy, you know, swim bait rod. And I was thinking about getting another IRod Genesis 2 in their just lighter versions of their swim bait rods. But I wanted to try something different. You know, I already have the IRod. I already have 2 13 Fishing Muse Blacks. You know, I want to try different rods, kind of see what I like and what I don't like about certain types of rods. So in the future, if I'm buying another rod or if I'm possibly getting a custom rod, I can kind of give them a good idea of what I want in that rod or what I'm looking for if I'm buying another rod. So the rod I went for with that, I already told you guys what it is, but it's the Dobyns 795 swim bait rod. It's a 7'9" medium heavy, rated for 1 to 5 ounce baits, and it's a fast action. So far I like this rod a lot. I literally got it in the mail yesterday and I've been fishing it all day today, and it seems to be perfect as far as casting and feel and everything. I like it a lot. It also has a pretty good size handle to it, or butt, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's about the same size as the 13 Fishing Muse Black. From reel to reel, I think it's only 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch bigger, so it's not that much of a difference in like handle length with the other one. I think it kind of fits this perfectly, this style of bait perfectly. I haven't caught a fish on it yet, so I don't know how it handles the head shakes and all the, you know, I don't know how it handles absorbing the fish fighting on this rod, so I can't really say much about it for that. But from just the feel of it from casting and stuff in today, I like it a lot so far, and it seems to be doing the trick pretty well. The reel I got paired up with that is the Daiwa Tatula 200. Got that in a 7:3-to-1 gear ratio. I've realized that I like the higher speed gear ratios for throwing glide baits and stuff, and I'm also probably gonna be throwing some like the 6, maybe 7-inch bull shads with this, and probably also some wake baits and stuff, and just smaller treble hook baits, and maybe even some smaller jig hook baits. Stuff like the 6-inch Huddleston will probably be good on that rod. Maybe even this Mattlures hammertail shad or hammer shad, whatever he calls them. I think the open jig hook baits will work good on that rod, but I think for stuff like a weedless bait like this right here. This is a Beast Coast creep or creeper or something, 8 or 6/0 beast hook on it. And so I'm fishing this weedless. You know, you kind of bury the hook on it like that. And, you know, you're fishing this weedless, you kind of bury the hook on it. I think the Dobyns Fury 795 could handle it. Braid would probably make that even better. Something with the hook kind of like buried into the plastic. When you go to set that hook, you're gonna get them with braid on that. But I'm throwing it on 17-pound copolymer. It's the P-Line CXX in the moss green color, just because our water here is pretty stained and dirty. So yeah, those are my new Swimbait rods. These two right here. I'm definitely gonna try them out throughout the summer and throughout the rest of the year and stuff. And then I might do, once I figure out what I like, what I don't like about these rods, and if I end up getting more rods and stuff, I'll let you guys know. But I think once I decide, once I have more confidence in the rods and how it handles the fish, how it handles the baits that I throw them on, I'll probably do like a rod and reel arsenal, kind of letting you guys know what I use these rods for, why I use them. I just let you know my experience with them. I don't know what rods I'm going to have by then. I don't know if I'm going to keep throwing these rods, if I'm going to like them, or if I'm going to have completely different rods. And so yeah, this is just kind of me letting you guys know about my new rods, why I got them. Don't let this video determine whether you're going to buy this rod or not, because I don't know if they're good or not. I don't know if they're going to work like I want them to work, or like how I think they're going to work. Hopefully they work like I think they will. I think I got it a little bit more dialed in now, and I think that my swimbait fishing is going to definitely improve now. I'm not going to lose any more fish. That's about all I got to say about the rods. I'm excited to throw all these new baits. Oh yeah, I tried out the Storm Arashi a little bit. I want to talk about this for a second. I was trying out this Storm Arashi a little bit. You guys probably saw the little snap popped off, and I lost the bait for a second, then I got it back. I like this thing. The glide's really nice on it, and I'll probably do like a swimbait rod and reel arsenal, and then also like a swimbait collection. Not a swimbait collection, because it's not a collection. It's just the baits that I have to catch big fish. I'll probably do a video talking about some of my favorite baits once I find out what those baits are. I have very little experience right now, and I don't really want to film like swimbait collection video or swimbait rod and reel arsenal video if I don't even know, you know, if they're good or not. If I want to have my own opinion on it before I just go out and be like, all right, so this is my thing, and start telling you about the rod. I want to have experience with the rod. I want to have experience with the baits and stuff, and let you guys know what I like about them, why I like them. But for now, if you guys want to stick around for those videos, be sure to subscribe. I actually just hit 500 subscribers today. Yeah, I just hit 500 subscribers today. You can see that? 501. Shout out Logan Martin for being my 500th subscriber. Really appreciate you and everyone else, guys. Really appreciate all the support. You know, I love seeing y'all's comments and stuff, and if I don't get back to some of your comments, I try to get back to them as quick as I can, but it seems like on my older videos, YouTube doesn't notify me when I get those comments or when those comments pop up. I noticed that I'll go back and see comments that I've never seen before. I'm like, when did this person leave this comment? And I'll be like, I never even saw that comment come in. Like, sorry if I don't get back to some of your comments. I appreciate each and every one of them. I really appreciate all the support, guys. It's awesome seeing y'all showing love, and I don't know how much more fishing I'm gonna do today, or actually I'm probably about to get out of the water now. The lake's getting busy. I can hear a bunch of boats on the water. It's getting hot, like really hot. But later tonight, me and my friends are meeting back up at the ramp, and we're coming out here for some night fishing, which is going to be super sick. And I have a feeling that it might be good, because we got a full moon coming in 3 or 4 days. And so I've heard that if you fish, you know, like 3 days before the full moon and 3 days after the full moon, it can be really good. And so that's what our plan is for tonight. I don't know if I'm going to film it. I don't know how I would film it. It's going to be dark. I might just have the chest mount rolling with a little headlamp or something. You guys won't be able to see anything probably from the other cameras, but I might have that just so I'm rolling, just so I can at least get audio of the moment happening if we caught some fish tonight. You never know, one of us could catch our PB, who knows. So yeah, it should be fun. I'll try to film it, and if not, I'm definitely, you know, if we catch a fish, I'll film a little bit of it and take pictures and stuff, and I'll let you guys know at the end of that. But anyways, guys, stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the video. Alright guys, well, that is about it. We tried the night fishing thing, and it didn't work out. We got out there at like 11-ish. We sat there for a few hours, didn't get any bites, and it was probably like 2 or 3 o'clock, and we were like, dude, there's only a couple more hours until the sunrise. And so we're like, all right, let's just stay out until the sunrise bite. We got a little topwater bite in right as the sun was starting to come up, right at like first light.
Got him that time.
Decent. Let's go.
Choked it. Choked straight up. Let him take that.
Yes, sir. Oh, that felt good. Choked the frog. Been up since, well, I've been up since 6 a.m. yesterday. Stayed up all night trying to get a night fish. Finally got this guy in the morning. Thanks, bud. Ended up being pretty fun, you know, even though we didn't really catch anything during the night. We still got into a pretty fun bite towards the beginning of the morning, which was the end of our trip, and it was still a lot of fun. I got to spend some time with the boys. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Didn't get any night fish. I need to get better at it though. You see all the time people catching tons of big fish at night on like wake baits and topwater baits and stuff, and I need to get better at that, and I need to find ways to film it. You know, obviously it's going to be hard to film in the dark, and there might be ways I can set up lights and stuff. I don't know if I want to do that though, but if it's my only option, that might be the case. Maybe there's like some night vision cameras that I could get if I got seriously into it and I wanted to film it more. That'd be really cool, some night vision cameras. But yeah, other than that, had a pretty fun time with the boys, and right now I'm actually getting packed up, getting the boat ready and the car ready. About to head down to the beach for a little bit, probably spend a week or two there. Just haven't been there like at all really this spring or at all this year yet. Kind of miss it. Want to get on to some saltwater fish, some inshore and offshore, along with some pond fishing. You know, there's tons of ponds down there that we can go bass fishing at. I'll probably meet up with Sam some, hang out with him, and there's also some lakes and stuff that I'll be able to take the boat out on, and gonna be testing out the new boat in the saltwater. And then after this trip, and I'll probably have all the information and experience with this new boat to put together that like review video or my video of the walkthrough and just telling you guys everything I like and don't like about it. That video is gonna come soon. Probably gonna film that, you know, after this trip, so it's gonna be soon. I know I said it would be like a month or two, and it's probably been a little bit longer than that, but I really wanted to get as much experience with this boat as possible after this trip. You know, I will have tried it out in the saltwater, and I actually fished my first tournament in this boat not too long ago. I tried to film a video of it. I had a bunch of GoPro problems, and I was really focused on the tournament. I didn't want to be messing with the GoPros, and we didn't really do all that well, and so I just thought it wouldn't be like too interesting to post it. But it was really fun. It was my first tournament ever. Probably gonna be doing some more of those. It was just like a little club tournament. It was really fun, so you guys might be able to expect some more tournament videos here in the future if my buddy Blake wants to invite me out there to fish with him in those tournaments, because he's the one that's part of the club. And yeah, so expect that boat video to come out real soon. Just really trying to take as many notes and get as much experience as I can on this boat before I really make that video. Yeah, I got some fun plans for this week, so hopefully things go as planned. And yeah, gonna try to pump out as much content while I'm down there. Probably gonna spend like a week down there just enjoying the beach. You know, I haven't really been there at all this summer. Just been spending like a ton of time up here in Raleigh trying to get some good bass. Trying to enjoy the springtime fishing, but I think springtime bite is starting to come to a close. I think the fish are going to start moving deep soon, and we're going to start seeing some summertime patterns, which I'm not mad about, but it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to catch some on swim baits and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to have to start rethinking some ways to catch them on swim baits. Probably going to have to pick up the soft plastic swim baits a little bit more. Like I said, I don't have much experience with them just yet, so might have to try out like a Huddleston or something. I don't know. We're going to have to try to figure some things out for the summertime bite, but don't get mad if I start fishing some conventional gear, because there's a good chance that will happen once summer comes around and they go deep. But there are some lakes in this area that the fish do stay up shallow in like vegetation and heavy cover and stuff like that, so might not be the end of the swim baits. But yeah, guys, that's just like a little update of what's going on right now, and about to get packed up, head down to the beach. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions about the rods or anything else, leave them in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them. Like I said, this isn't like a review video on those rods. It's just letting you guys know that I got them and what I'm going to be fishing them for and stuff. So I'll let you guys know how they work out for me. If you guys have any questions about the new rods that I got, or really about any of the rods that I've mentioned in this video, be sure to leave them in the comments below. I'll try to get back to them and respond to them as well as possible. Once again, guys, thank you so much for 500 subscribers. Really means a lot. Hopefully we'll keep growing. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like if you did. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Share this video with a friend if you think... Mosquito laying on my arm. Yeah, share this video with a friend if you think they might enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Get away. Got him. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.